Hi, everybody.
Hello there.
I'm Jerry.
And I'm Linda, and this is Gizmo.
We're the Village's Newcomers. Today, we got a whale of a show for you. It's a big one. And remember, if you follow us on Facebook, last year, I gifted her a bonsai tree for Christmas. And it looked bad, and it was dying, and she's nursing it back to health. We're going to give you an update. You asked for it.
And for those of you that want a fast golf cart.
Yeah, we got some great information on that. And we're going to show you ladies how to solve the storage problem in your kitchen.
And the Villages is getting even prettier.
And if you're a grandparent, you got grandkids coming in, we're going to show you a playground you can take them to. Hit it, Wally.
Send us your questions, we've got your answers. Jerry and Linda's Mailbag Monday.
That inversion table saved me. You know, I've had back trouble for years, off and on, and I was down in my back, and I mentioned that a couple of weeks ago on Mailbag Monday. And one of the viewers saw that and sent me a note, and he said that basically he's a snowbird, and he's heading north. He's got an inversion table he doesn't want to take with him. Do I want it? I got it. It works great. Thank you, Chick Gilligan, for such a kind gesture.
Very kind.
I thank you, and my back thanks you.
There are some great folks we want to recognize today. Time for shout-outs.
Steve and Mila, they'll be arriving here soon, and they're looking for all sorts of adventurous things to do.
Kathleen and James from New York, they hope that when they get here, they'll find some good bagels.
And here is Ray and Lori and Rick and Diane and Mike and Kelly. We met these fine folks at a block party down in St. Catherine. Here's a shot of Mark and Cindy at the drive-in. You remember when we used to go to the drive-in?
I do, honey. Here's Bob and Linda, who we met at the chili cook-off.
And this is Donna. We met this lovely lady also at the chili cook-off down in St. Catherine, and she says she loves it. This is about take 10 on these two.
Wait a minute. Susie and Danny sent us this one. They're avid pickleball players. They're going to fit right in.
That took 12 takes for that, Susie and Danny. She's crying. She's been laughing so hard between. Becky from New Jersey is coming down. She says she is tired of working and she's ready to have some fun.
That's true.
Come on down,
Tired of
Becky.
working. Heidi wrote us from Austria.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, she's been to the Villages and says she's coming back.
Yeah, look over her shoulder there. Last time she was here, she was out with some gators.
Oh my goodness.
This is Becky and Heather. Becky says she'd love to call the Villages home one day.
We met Mark and Bill, and we met Bark. Now you're crying. We met Mark and Bill, and they said we were a big part of their decision to move here.
Yeah, they're nice fellas down in St. Catherine.
Yes.
And thank all of you that sent in questions last week. We appreciate it. So we got a good supply, and I think we got some really interesting ones for you today. Remember, if you send photos in, JPEGs, and make them landscape if you can. If you don't, I'll still try to work with it, but sometimes I can and sometimes I can't. Don't want to disappoint anybody.
No.
All right. We went to a polo match. Actually, I did, and we're going back real soon. Polo is amazing. I'd never been to it before. You saw our show last Thursday, Sport of Kings here in the Villages. It's really cool, and it looks dangerous, and the horses are beautiful. It's a really neat atmosphere. If you haven't been to a polo match, we highly recommend it. And we're going to go again a couple more times before this meet's over. They're out in April and May, and then they come back for 2 months in the fall. So yeah, it's fun. It's $20 to get in. If you wait and pay at the gate, you have to pay cash. So take some cash with you if you make a last-minute decision to go. But it's fun. I had a good time, and you will too.
I will. I know, it looked really fun.
Our next question is about golf carts. We get a lot of questions. This is a golf cart community. We've told you before, if they ever passed a rule where we couldn't drive our carts anymore,
Oh,
probably start looking for another place to live, because this is the thing about the villages. These golf carts are amazing. We love it. We love the golf cart lifestyle. But just yesterday, we saw a guy in his cart go right through the gate
oh yes.
and turn onto Morse Boulevard, or it was Buena Vista. Turn on Buena Vista,
Yeah.
and he's in there with traffic that's just flying up and down, and he's driving his cart. Well, I looked, and he has a license plate. You can get your cart to be classified as street legal. So how do you do that? Well, if you know golf carts here, they're supposed to go no faster than 20 miles per hour. You have to be at least 14 years old to drive them.
Right.
But if you make it street legal, you have to have a license, you have to have liability insurance, you have to have
Well, just like a car then.
just like a car. You got to have the whole, you got to register it, you got to buy a license plate. It gets to be expensive. Now, if you're caught out on a street, let's say that fellow did not have a street legal classification and license plate with all the correct procedures, he would get a ticket for operating a vehicle on that street, and he would have to pay a big, big fine. Got to put my glasses on to read you just a little bit here. This is from the Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles, so it's official, and you can get this online. I printed it out. It's right there for you. But a low-speed vehicle is a vehicle with a top speed greater than 20 miles per hour, but not greater than 25 miles an hour. They must be registered, titled, and insured with personal injury protection and property damage liability. Any person operating an LSV must have a valid driver's license. They can only be operated on streets where the posted speed limit is 35 miles per hour or less. And it has a whole list of safety requirements that they have to have, like exterior mirrors, they have to have windshield, they have to have seat belts, they have to have a VIN number, which a lot of golf carts don't. So if you get your street legal, they have to be assigned a VIN number. They have to have certain types of headlights and turn signals and other things. It's much more strict than the golf carts that we can ride on the multimodal trails and the golf courses and that kind of thing. A golf cart is defined in Florida statutes as a motor vehicle that is designed and manufactured for operation on a golf course or for operating on sporting or recreational purposes, but not capable of exceeding 20 miles an hour. So there you go. If you want to go fast in a golf cart, you need to get that street legal classification. You need to pay some insurance and some registration fees and go for it.
But I have a question. I don't know if you can answer this. Here's a golf cart that's street legal, and it says it can go up to 25 miles per hour. And you get out on Morse, those cars are not going 25 miles
Well,
per
it's
hour.
35 mile an hour speed limit. It says you're legal on 35 mile an hour, but you're not supposed to go more than 25.
But you are now going to be the slowest vehicle on that street. You are going to have traffic all around you, and that's going to be kind of scary.
Personally, I doubt that a guy that's gone to all that trouble and expense to get his car
Yeah.
souped up is going to go 25. He's going to be rocking and rolling down through there.
Yeah,
That thing, if it turned over, would roll like a meatball. If you're going 35 and you had a wreck.
absolutely. Yeah, that's kind of scary.
Our next question. How far are you from the Kennedy Space Center, and can you see the launches from the villages? That's Clayton. Clayton, it's a good timing for this question
It
because
is.
just yesterday we watched the countdown on TV, and when it got down to 5, 4, 3, 2, we walked outside, and there it was. We watched it go straight up from right here on our front porch.
It was amazing.
And when the main thrusters went off, you know, that's the big white smoke, we could still follow.
That vapor trail.
Yeah, well, no, we could
Or
follow
the
the actual rocket up.
yeah.
We could see it up in the sky. So it's cool. We can see it from here. It's not close. I mean, it's far away. But it produces more exhaust, and you can see it better than an airplane at 30,000 feet. So I thought that was cool.
It was very cool. Just step down on the front porch and we
So you
watch
can see it. And we've watched it at night, which is super cool because they look like a
Yes.
comet.
Yeah.
You know, and you can see that orange and red flames, and pretty neat.
Really neat. This is from Sarah. Given our current real estate market, would you purchase a new or a pre-owned home?
Different strokes for different folks, Sarah. We wanted a pre-owned home because it has all the bells and whistles upgraded. You know, you can do that on a new home, but it's going to cost a lot. Here we got things like crown molding, and we have an electric screen on our lanai. We have an air conditioner in our lanai. That doesn't come standard. We have glass windows on lanai, all done by the previous owner. And of course they build some of that into the purchase price of the house, but we like that.
Yeah.
We also like the fact that our palm trees are 20 feet tall. If you move into a new home, you get the introductory landscape package, and
There's no palm trees. You have to buy. You have to plant new ones.
it depends. If you want a house that's up and ready to go, maybe you want to create your own home. We've got friends down in Marsh Bend. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful home. Several. We got one in DeLuna. And just beautiful, beautiful homes that they have built from the ground up and got it just the way they want it.
Yeah.
So, and they're pretty equal in price now. It used to be you could build a new home cheaper than you could buy a pre-owned home, but now the new homes have gone up in value. It just depends what you want. We're happy with our decision. Yeah. If we had anything to do different, we might have bought a house with a little more privacy. It's not bad here. We don't suffer at all from that, but still we're close on the sides to our neighbors and in the back. Here's a question. A person says they've been wondering about security systems. And they wondered, in the villages, they never see a security system pad by the front door. Do people have security systems in the villages? Some do and some don't. If you walk down our street, you can see the signs on the, what do they have?
ADT.
ADT and what is it? Blink and Simply Safe and other things. So people do have them.
Rick and Kristen asked us if we considered other retirement communities.
We did. We did consider them. We've looked at Del Webb communities in several different states. In particular, we looked to be nearer our grandkids at that time in Virginia.
Right.
And we looked at several places there, and we went to Destin looking, and we looked again near Ocala at Stone Creek at some others. We were originally looking for a home near the beach.
Right.
And we chickened out on that with the hurricanes, and we decided to come inland. And when we found the villages, we compared it to the other ones that we had gone to, and they didn't measure up, so that's why we're here.
And then we can go to beaches on both sides of the coast, so we...
Oh, can we?
Yeah, we can.
Can we really?
We can.
We've been here 3.5 years. How many times have we been to the beach?
Once.
One time. Because of this little guy right here.
Well, we can. We can not spend our whole time on one beach.
We're going to start doing it more. In fact, what did we say the other day? We're going to designate one day a month maybe that we're going to pack up and go to the beach.
Right. Sounds like a plan.
Doug and Deb from New Jersey ask a great question because it's really important to the snowbirds and seasonal residents here. They ask, what do part-timers do besides hiring someone to do a walkthrough? When they're not here for periods of time, our toilet gets black water and very hard to clean. There are many home watch businesses, and some of them are mom and pop, and some are organized businesses that will come in. And they do a lot of great stuff for you while you're out of town. I made a little list here. They'll check your locks, make sure your home is locked. They'll check the perimeter. They look for storm damage. They'll check your sprinklers. They'll run your faucets, they'll start your cars, flush your toilets. They'll look to see if there's any bug or pest problems. If you have a pool, they will check the pool to make sure that it's looking good, it's clean, it's operating.
They'll go around and check the doors and windows.
Check the doors and windows. Takes about an hour. It's a big business down here.
Yeah.
So you can find companies that will do a really thorough walkthrough.
This is from Scott and Kathy from Long Island. They want to know about black seats in the golf carts. Is it going to be too hot? And I would say they would be hot.
My opinion is
I would say
yes.
So. I would say yes.
Have you ever sat down in a car in Florida after it's been in a parking lot for a couple of hours on a black seat?
Woo-wee.
It is hot. I would stay away from them. What are our seats? I have a white and red.
And mine are yellow and white.
Yellow and white. Yeah, and they're fine.
Yes.
But they still get pretty darn hot. Sue and Bill write that they just moved into villages and they are loving every minute, but they're looking for a good veterinarian. They have 2 dogs. Any recommendations? We don't give recommendations for rentals or neighborhoods or veterinarians or doctors, really. It's all such a personal matter.
Right.
You know, right now on Nextdoor, that really cool source for information that we refer to a lot, there is a veterinarian on there that gets positive reviews, positive. I don't like that veterinarian. I wouldn't take my dog to that veterinarian. So somebody that you would like, we may not like,
Right.
and vice versa. It's a very individual thing. It really depends what your dog likes. You know, it depends if your dog likes the vet or not. That's the important thing. We had some friends 2 days ago.
Yes.
They took their cute little puppy to the vet. In fact, it's Gizmo's girlfriend.
Yes.
It's Gizzy's girlfriend to go to the vet. We have to keep him away from her. We don't want him to catch anything, do we, buddy?
For a couple days.
Anyway, they couldn't figure out what was wrong. But $680 later, they took her home. You know, I don't know.
And she's better. They did a lot of tests, but I'm not sure about any.
It's cheaper to treat people with insurance than it is pets.
Yeah.
They sell pet
They
insurance.
do. They do.
They're going to get you one way or the other. Michael says his biggest concern is noise from neighbors. And he wants to know if portable basketball goals are allowed in the villages. I'm not sure what he means. Does he want a basketball goal, or is he afraid his neighbor's going to have a basketball goal?
I don't know, but I think that's a no on the basketball goals. I have not seen one ever in the villages in the 3 years we've been here. There are a couple basketball goals at a few of the rec centers, so that you definitely can go there. But I've not seen any in any of the villages.
No, we haven't seen him. I mean, because this fella has a hip replacement, that one has a knee replacement. There are some younger people, and there's some basketball goals for them. Colony Cottage has some basketball
Exactly,
goals.
yes.
You know, you can play it. But honestly, a portable goal, I think you could have it.
You do?
Yeah, if you take it out when you want to use it and you put it away when you're not using it. You know,
That's
I
a
think
big
you
chore.
probably could. Yeah, it would be a big chore. Our son just moved into a neighborhood, and there are lots of these big basketball goals that you fill them with sand or you fill the
Yes.
base with water,
Yes.
and they just leave them out. And it's, you know, kind of ugly.
Wendy and Scott wanted to know, do we miss our hot tub? Do we wish we had one here?
That's a big yes. We miss it, and we wish we had one.
We do miss it, yeah.
This hot tub, though, I have mixed emotions about it because we bought it when you're sore or when you're tired or, you know, especially in Indiana. When was our favorite time to get in that?
Our favorite time was in winter when it was snowing all around us, and it was lovely. We'd hop in there really quick. It was outside, of course, and then we would stay down under the water, you know, up to our necks. But yeah, we loved it.
I've literally sat in that thing when my hair is frozen and you feel like you could snap off a hair. You know, it's so good. It feels so good. Yeah.
Love it.
But here, I don't know if we'd really love it because it's hot here a lot of the year, and we hardly ever used that hot tub when it was hot.
No, we did not.
Sometimes we turned it off and used it like a little swimming pool.
Yeah.
But still, we didn't do it very often. I mean, and they're expensive. We have good friends that are buying one. That hot tub they just bought,
Yeah.
$17,000.
Yikes. Ooh, we just have that laying around.
That thing better have a large screen TV that comes up.
Pops up with the beverages, you know, coming out snacks.
This is probably the question you've been waiting for. Maggie from Rochester, New York asks, some people say the Villages isn't Florida's friendliest hometown anymore.
What?
What do you think? She said. Well, I'll tell you what I think after I read you this letter from Doc Brady. Doc Brady sent us this comment. Villages is not, contrary to what they say, the friendliest little community. I've never heard anybody say it was the friendliest little community. In fact, he says, it's a bunch of grumpy, dying people taking it out on others.
Am I grumpy? Are we dying? No.
I'll tell you yesterday. Yesterday, I'm driving the golf cart.
I forgot.
And I got to a place where there was a couple sitting there in another golf cart. Remember?
Yes, yes, they pulled off the side.
And
like
I'm
they're
kind of
having
wondering
trouble.
if they need help.
Right.
So I'm speaking to them, and this car is coming behind them, and we're all just blocking him a little bit. And he yelled at us big time.
We got yelled at.
We got yelled at.
And I'm so proud of Jerry. I'm really proud. He did not use any obscenities whatsoever. And I was just going, yes, he's just being so nice. And you know, he did say one thing. Well, it's 2 words. He said, shut up. I felt proud of him because he didn't cuss.
I was totally under control there. You know, and we do see it a lot. We see bad behavior on the golf cart paths. It's people in a rush. You know, they're retired, they're in a rush. And me too sometimes. We're all, but I understand if somebody stops in the middle, they're confused, they're lost, I don't honk the horn and yell at them.
No.
But sometimes, and I can see why people think that people are grumpy here.
Yeah.
You know, people get grumpy about Gizmo tinkling in their yard. People get grumpy about long lines at the supermarket. That's not a Villages thing. That's a world thing. That's an American thing.
Yeah.
You know, the people here aren't any more grumpy than anywhere. In fact, I think they're less grumpy here.
I do too.
I think this is a community of people that are trying to make the most out of life, and
Yeah.
we think it is the Florida's friendliest hometown.
Yeah.
Shut up. You know, a couple of years ago, when I gave Linda that bonsai tree, it was beautiful. It was a beautiful little tree. And then take a look what happened after she owned it and nurtured it for a couple of months. And now a good period of time has passed. Let's see what it looks like right now.
I get it.
Okay. She's going to fetch it.
I'm going to fetch it.
And here it is today. It looks pretty good.
It's not
It's
bad.
got its leaves. We have a watering issue. We don't know
Yeah.
if it's too much or too little. They're a little bit on the yellow side, but you can see
Yeah.
that it's making it. It's going to do just fine. We haven't got it to the point yet where she can really trim it up and make it her own, but we've owned that thing almost 2 years, and it's still alive.
It's still alive. That's a good thing.
While you're putting that back, I'm going to talk about Gizmo for a second.
All right.
We put this video on Facebook. By the way, if you want to go to our Facebook, it's The Villages Newcomers, Jerry and Linda. And he was playing with that piece of rawhide. He was grabbing it and running around, and he'd growl at Linda when she tried to take it away from him. But we got a lot of comments that said, don't give him rawhide. He'll chew it up. Those pieces will splinter, and the veterinarians say don't do it. Okay, he's had this almost a week.
Yes.
And here's what it looks like. He has not chewed it up. It is not splintering. I think he has licked the heck out of it. What do you
He
think?
guards it. He'll go over and sit beside it and just guard it. Like this morning, he would pick it up and carry it to show Jerry, I got my bone. And then, you know, here I am. Don't I look cute? And then he lays it down.
We can understand the concern, though,
Yeah.
that you would have.
Yeah. We've also had letters about people being concerned about the flowers here. And here's the latest on flowers in the Villages.
These flowers, we've told you before, they are replaced every 90 days. And here's a picture of the crew that's putting out new flowers yesterday, right here in the neighborhood. They're beautiful. And some people, and some citizens, some residents think it's a waste to replace perfectly good plants every 90 days. And they do. These plants that are going in today, what is it? It's April?
1st of April.
Probably the end of July, they'll be ripping these up and putting new ones in.
Yeah.
What they do is keep flowers looking good all the time. When they get to their peak, they start to decline. And when they start to decline, they get sparse, they don't look as good, they put in new ones. It's one of the reasons the Villages is so awesome. When you come here and you take a ride down the street, you know, even Morse Boulevard, Buena Vista, and you look at the medians and you look at the entrances and
The pop of color is just beautiful, and the way they have them designed, the different combinations of colors together are just so lovely.
as grandparents, you have kids visiting you maybe sometimes, especially if they're young like ours was. We had him a week, and he's gone now. He's back with mom and dad, and
It was a busy week.
It was a busy week.
We enjoyed it so much.
we loved it, and
Yeah.
we're always looking for things that are going to mean a lot to him and things to do. And one thing we did was take him to a playground. This playground is called Venetian Gardens. It's in Leesburg. It's about a 15-minute ride from here, maybe. And it has wonderful sliding boards, teeter-totters, swings. It's got the big tunnel slides you can see.
Yeah.
And it has a zip line.
Yeah, that's a great thing.
And we've taken the grandkids here just about every time they visit, and they like it, and he loved it, and it's just something you can do. It's free. Right next to it is a water park. Now, that water park wasn't open when we went this week. It's probably what they consider still the cold season,
Right.
but it's ready to open real soon.
Yeah.
And it's a neat little water park, and I think it only costs $1 or $2 to get in. So you may want to try that out. And it's right there at Venetian Gardens. It's a beautiful place. Check it out with your grandkids.
Storage can be a problem here in the villages, especially in the kitchen. Women have a lot of utensils and cooking supplies and cooking appliances, small appliances. What do we do with them? Where do we keep them? So that can be a problem.
We looked at houses here in the villages on our lifestyle visit, and she didn't like a bunch of them for one reason only, the lack of a pantry.
Yes, I love a big pantry. My aunt had one in Texas. It was a huge one where you walk in and had like a room of its own. And I always was envious of that closet that held everything. It was amazing. So when we walked into this home has a pantry. The pre-owners made a closet near the bathroom where the linen closet is, and that's what they converted into a pantry. And when I saw it, I said, sold. This is my house.
A lot of homes here, the designer homes. And remember, designer is just a term that means your average home. Mm-hmm. You know, it's not anything at top of the line or, you know, it's just a home. Mm-hmm. Many of them have a pantry in the kitchen, but it's simply a tall set of cabinets with 2 doors, and you open it. It does hold a lot, and we love it. Mm-hmm. And we'll show that to you right now, and then we're going to take you over and let you see Linda's created pantry.
This is our pantry. Most of the designer homes have this pantry. It's just 2 cabinets, top, upper and lower. The upper, I've got cookbooks and big items, big Tupperware items. It's a little bit messy right now, but okay. And then this one has 4 pull-out shelves, which is pretty cool. And as you can tell, I organize mine as salty treats and salty things. And this is our sweet shelf and breads, kind of like this is Jerry's favorite shelf with Tootsie Rolls and candy and caramel corn. Are lots of carbs here. And this is our breakfast, my breakfast one, where I have my oatmeals, my cereals, my muffin mixes. So that's my breakfast. And the bottom one I keep is my cooking supplies, my baking supplies. I like to bake. I love baking. So I have my flour, my sugar, my chocolate chips, my oils, and also my vinegars. So, and Jerry's even customized it for me. He's put in these little pop-up, and what do you call them? Touch lights, which is so awesome, so I can see what's going on in there, what I have left. I really love this little pantry. Yeah, and a lot of the other people that don't have extra pantries will use this for their canned goods and everything else they have. There we go. This is not enough for us. We have another area that I keep canned goods in, and I'll show you that. Ordinarily, this area here, this closet here, would be a linen closet for the spare bedroom or the guest bedroom. But I use this for a pantry, which the first owners also did. And I truly love this area. On my top shelf here, I have my extra appliances that I don't use very often, and some paper goods and some carriers. The second shelf, I have my vegetables, my canned vegetables and soups. And then I will have, Jerry likes corn. And I date things too. So I do put a lot in here. So, well, we go through a lot of vegetables. And then I have my tomato supplies and fruit And then over here on the end, Jerry likes his spam. Then I have my puddings and my evaporated milks and condensed milks. The next shelf, I have my pastas and my bread, or I'm sorry, my rice mixes, and then our cake mixes, which we have quite a few. And our icings. And on the very corner, back here on the right, I have my staple, the condiments like ketchup, mustard, jellies, things like that. Bottom shelf, more appliances that I use all the time. And then on the floor, we have our water for hurricane season. I have a rotisserie I've had here for 3 years, haven't used it yet. Back home in Indiana, I used it a lot. Here, I haven't.
Our final question today. Are there any TV news stations near the villages? Or do you get news from a major market like Orlando or elsewhere?
Well, I had to Google this question, and I found that there is a small TV station in Leesburg. It's called Lakefront TV, and it's a live TV show about Leesburg and what's happening on in Leesburg. But the news that we get in our area is coming from Orlando. So that's the biggest TV station area, is all of Orlando.
Yeah, broadcast TV, though, it's on its way out, I think. We're right between Gainesville and Orlando, so we could pick up stations from both areas. Mm-hmm. But honestly, everybody's going streaming and cable. They're even getting away from cable, you know. So I don't think that whether it's local or not local, who cares?
Right.
So Orlando would be your closest local TV stations. Are you ready, sir? You've been very patient. Coming to you from Gizmo.
You know, Mom went to some garage sales last week, and she came home and she wanted to sell something. So she grabbed her vacuum cleaner and put it out on the street with a sign that said for sale. And some guy knocked on the door and said, "Why are you selling your vacuum cleaner?" And she said, "All it does is collect dust." All it does is collect dust. This man and a giraffe walked into a bar. And after they had a few drinks, the giraffe falls over and dies. The man began to walk out, and the bartender said, "Hey, you can't leave that lying there." And the man turned around and he said, "It's not a lion, it's a giraffe." Hey, coming up with all these jokes is really cutting into my lizard catching time. So if you have a good joke, would you please send in an email to us? And if you do, put joke in the subject line, and that way Daddy will know that it's going to be a joke for me. Thanks, everybody. You are the best.
Good job, pal. You always do a good job, and he's always so eager to come here on Mailbag Monday and sit here and see you guys and talk to you. And he really appreciates all the well wishes. He's a famous dog around these parts. We can't go anywhere with everybody wanting to pet him and talk to him. That's going to do it for this week's edition of
Mailbag Monday.
Thanks to all of you for watching today, and we appreciate every one of you.
If you liked our video today, please press that like and subscribe button and have your friends do the same. And there's a little bell on the side that if you press that little bell, it's going to notify you of upcoming videos. And share it with your friends. Until next time.
See you when you get here.